ఈ స్లైడ్ చూసారా అందరూ? వినిపిస్తుందా అందరికీ లేదా? नो रेस्पॉन्स। देवेंद्र सुनाई दे रहे या नहीं है? ओके ओके। Yesterday I have told you guys to view this compare this hazardous material classification with your MSDS. Have you checked with that one? Okay. Let me share with you one of that one. Okay. I'll show you with this MSDS. Okay. Okay. Have you seen this one here? The same one. This one is nitrogen gas. You can see this one. They have given the hazardous material classification. Okay. In that one, you can check it. Okay. In red, what they have given. In the fire hazard, 0. Here, 0 is nothing but will not burn. I'll annotate. Well, let me annotate it one. Okay. See, here they have given 0. Here 0 is nothing but will not burn. Okay. And in yellow, reactivity. Reactivity is 0. 0 means stable here. And in blue, is it visible to everyone or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here, blue, health hazard, 0 means normal materials. And when it comes to white, the specific hazard, SA they have given, okay? What is SA here? Let me clear this one. See, SA is, this denotes gases which are simple asphyxiants. Okay. Same like that they have given. Asphyxiants is nothing but see. They have given whatever the specific hazard is. Acid, alkali, corrosive, oxidizer, use no water, radiation. where the asphyxians comes. Gases. See, example, nitrogen, argon, etc., which evaporates, vapors, and which can make suffocation, breathing issues. That's the essay. And other one, the MSDS, the other MSDS we'll see, okay? See, transportation information, they have given some identification marks, okay? In this one also, fire hazard. This one is fire hazard, whatever. The next one, they have given you what they have given, skin corrosion, environmental issues. In the transportation also they have given. In this one, they didn't give this one. Hazard identification, no. In the other information, they didn't give any hazard identification, see. But for that one, they have given. This one is not given, okay? But in the transportation itself, they have given some other, this one, the environmental, the fire, as well as the skin corrosion, skin problems, which can be erased, okay? While transporting, we have to make sure those one. And I'll show you some of the other, might be MSTS is not available. I'll show you afterwards. If you have any doubts, just let me know right now. In the meanwhile, I'll check for the MSDS, okay?
Okay, sir.
Any doubts, let me know right now. No, might be it's available. Let me check. Okay. Attachment, see. Bonding additive. I'll show you some other gases from, okay. Nitrogen you have seen, right? Check this one. See, hazardous label they have given. See, what they have given. Hmm. 4. Fire hazard 4. 4 means below 73 Fahrenheit. Flash point. Blue, health hazard 0. Normal material. Reactivity 2. Violent chemical change. What is this gas? Acetylene. And for the specific hazard, nothing is there. See. Excuse me. No specific hazard is there. Now it's clear, or any doubts in this one, hazard identification? If you have any doubts, just let me know right now itself, okay? No response. Huh?
సార్ యూజ్ నో వాటర్ కి సైన్ ఏంటి సార్ అక్కడ స్పెసిఫిక్ హజార్డ్ లో జూమ్
Yeah.
చేస్తున్నా మాకు కనిపించట్లేదు స్పెసిఫిక్ హజార్డ్ లో యూజ్ నో వాటర్ కి సైన్ ఏంటి సార్ అది
ఒక్క నిమిషం. 1 minute. I'll zoom it and so that you can see. It's not probable. No, it's invisible. Huh? I'll let
మేబీ
you
అది
know.
డబ్ల్యూ స్ట్రైక్ చేసి ఉండేది సార్ నాకు తెలిసి
కింద W ఉంది, పైన ఏం లేదు, పైన వేరేది ఉంది. కింద W ఉంది, పైన వేరేది ఉంది. ఓకే, anyone else? Hmm? Okay. Duties and responsibilities of safety officers while, yeah, in this purpose, okay, maintain a register of chemical hazards, like whatever the chemical hazards, chemicals, whatever chemicals which are available in the site, those registers should be maintained with us, so that in case of any audit or in case of any inspection from the client or internal audit or external audits, might be you people know about the external audits, right? You know that one, the external audits. What will be the external audits, or anyone is having regarding the external audits? Okay. No one is having doubts. No one is speaking. Whoa, what happened? No one is speaking right now. Yeah.
అర్థమవుతుంది సార్
Okay, okay. देवेंद्र, कुछ प्रॉब्लम है तो बताओ, कोई बात नहीं कर रहे. हाँ, okay. External audit is nothing but third party audit, like TUV or some other organization will be coming here to give the ISO certifications. Like you will be observing some ISO certifications like 9001 and 14001 and 45001. Those certifications will be taken by most of the companies to make sure and to not to make sure, and that to indicate the client or the contracting company who is taking, that they are following the requirements as per the ISO standards. Okay, they are following the requirements. That's the only use of the ISO certifications. As per the international standard organization, they are following all the requirements and they are implementing it. These will be inspected while the auditing is going on. These registers are mainly maintained to have a this one whether these chemical whatever the hazardous chemicals or the chemicals which are available in the working location, will be making a list and a register that these chemicals are being in use, to show that whether if in case of any internal audit or client requirement, client inspections will be going on, in that situations we will be showing them that we are using these type of hazardous chemicals in the work locations. And we will be identifying whatever the physical and chemical risks of hazardous chemicals and are there. We will be identifying by cross checking the MSDS. Okay, we will be making in the previous class I told you that we will be making a risk assessment or a JSA, job safety analysis, based on the MSDS only. By going through, by cross referring this MSDS, we will be identifying what are the risks, whatever it might be physical or chemical reaction which will be evolved while using this hazardous chemicals. We'll be identifying it, and based on the precautions, like what are the first aid measures or what are the PPs involved should be used while handling these hazardous chemicals, we have to include everything in the JSA and the risk assessment. Based on that, we will be preparing what type of hazards will be there, what type of control measures will be used, have to be taken to mitigate the hazard or the risk involved in the working activity. Ensure that exposure standards are not exceeded. We have to make sure the safety personnel or the working supervisor is also equally responsible to make sure that person working with these hazardous chemicals are not exposed beyond the limit. That's the responsibility. Okay, and continuous health monitoring should also be done. Like we'll be having a register or something, health register, on a regular interval based on the chemicals, which chemicals they are dealing. Based on that one, like quarterly, half yearly or yearly health inspections, health monitoring to be done. Like health monitoring is nothing but medical. His medical should be done to ensure that he is properly fit to work and he is not having any acute or chronic diseases while dealing with these chemicals. Okay, we have to make sure. And provision of information, training, instruction and supervision to workers, and record and keep them. We please, this is a request to everyone, please shut your mics. Okay, that will be a disturbance to others as well while speaking. Okay, for me as well. And we have to make sure that each and every information, I have said in the previous class that MSDS should be, the safety data sheet should be available in the working location while working, while the work is being implemented. Okay, we have the information is nothing but by educating them, because everyone is not the worker who is dealing with the chemical is not properly educated. Based on the instructions from the supervisor or the foreman or the engineer, he will be dealing with that chemical. But as a responsible safety officers, or being our responsibility, we have to give the information, the exact information what he has to do, and we have to give regular interval trainings to boost up him to take safety precautions while dealing with these chemicals. And the instructions also be properly implemented. And supervision means safety officer is not responsible for the continuous supervision. The foreman or any concerned person is responsible for the supervision of this workers. Okay, they have to make sure. and we have to record it, all the trainings or whatever the information, we have to record those documents. Like if we will be giving any trainings on site, those documents should also be recorded. Recording is nothing but keeping a documented paper and keeping them, filing them. That's it, records and duties. Spill containment system for hazardous chemicals. All the chemicals are not supposed to be kept on the naked ground locations. All the chemicals, because spillage of those chemicals, hazardous chemicals, may damage the environmental conditions. Okay, though this is the main reason. That's why we will be instructing the workers or the concerned person, supervising person, to maintain a spill containment system. Like nothing but spill containment system is nothing but providing a dip tray, to the chemicals. These chemicals are not supposed to be kept directly on the ground. They should be kept on this, in this dip tray. And spill kit. Spill kit is one of the containment system. If in case of any spills, the spill kit should be used just to prevent the spillage uh, to become a bigger one from a normal from short span to, because chemicals will be in a liquid state. If it's in a liquid state, to control that spill, we will be using that spill kit, and we'll be removing that soil as well, soil into an polythene cover and everything, and we will be disposing as per the company standards. Okay, and obtaining the current MSDS from the manufacturer, importer, or supplier of the chemical. Every MSDS will be having an expiry date. I'll show you Pentagon. Okay, or let me show you some other one. Is this visible? The PDF?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, issue date. You can see the issue date, but revision date they have given, but maximum of every MSDS will be valid for 3 years only. I'll show you one of those one. See, this one, date of issue. From this year, it will be valid until 2021. That's it. 19, 20, 21. That's it. After 21, it's not valid. We have to update this type of MSDS from the manufacturer or the supplier. Supplier will be mostly responsible, because we will not be taking directly from the company. Okay, we will be taking from the employer, supplier only. Supplier will be responsible because he will be supplying the material. We have to make sure this one. This is one of the MSDS which has been sent by one of our student. Okay, I'll show you this one also. Okay, this one is Kiran తెలుసు Kiran చూసాను. See, date of revision has been given, issue date has been given. I was supposed to show you that hazardous this one, but this is in this chemical, it's not available. Okay, based on the chemical they will be providing in the MSDS, in every MSDS. Okay, this every MSDS will be having expiry date. Most probably only 3 years will be there. After the 3 years expiry, we have to obtain a new version of this one MSDS from the manufacturer or importer. Okay, we have to make sure that all the labeling chemicals are properly labeled, because in the stacking, I'll show you, might be not tomorrow, on Monday, on the initial first 5 to 10 minutes, I'll show you how the this one, the chemicals are properly this one stacked, and properly the this labeling is done. Okay, because I have few of my uh, site pictures, I'll show you how it will be. Okay, and labeling should also be done to make sure, just for easy identification, and for whatever the chemical is combustible or flammable material substances, just to make sure that one. And while at the this one material storage area, or the whatever, wherever the working location where the chemical, these chemicals are being placed, in that location, we have to make sure that properly the spill containment system is available, and proper fire protection has been given, and emergency chart has been prepared and displayed at the spill location. Not if you are taking a little quantity, not a single drum, or if you are if the worker is taking out a small drum of 5 liters or something, it's not necessary, but he has to use some spill containment system, not on a larger quantity. But most probably, wherever the location, the material are being stacked, material storage area, there the fire protection system should be there, and spill containment system should be there, and the display of the emergency uh, contact numbers and emergency persons and safety equipment as well. These all should be available at the storage area properly, and the storage area is accessible only to the trained personnel only, and knowledge, trained and experienced persons only. Not every person should be allowed into the containers, or wherever the storage area is, because if they don't know properly and they misuse, or they mishandle, it will lead to anything. It might lead to fire, it might lead to spillage, anything can happen. That's the reason only trained and experienced persons are supposed to use or handle the hazardous chemicals. See, as I said, emergency plan. Preparing an emergency plan if the quantity of a class hazardous at a workplace exceeds the manifest quantity for the hazardous chemical. Emergency plan should be there. The emergency plan as well as spillage plan also. We should have these both two plans. Spillage plan will be separately. In case of any spillage, what we will be doing, we have to mention each and everything. In case of emergency, what if it's not a spill, it's a fire? Because of the chemical, the fire has happened. In those emergency, what we will do? We have to mention each and everything in the plan itself. Okay. And stability and support of containers. For bulk hazardous chemicals, including pipe work and attachments. What if the bulk quantity will be used for these hazardous chemicals? We have to make sure that stability and support should be given for the containers. Like drums, what if we will be using the drums? Drums should not be rolled, and it should be properly transported. What if we will be using in the working location, we will be using like some material equipment like trolley we will be having, or forklift, the small forklift will be there, mechanical forklift will be there. These can be used if you will be transporting heavy containers, like drums will be the drums contains around 50 liters or 200 liters, 300 liters, or 150 liters. Like these drums will be shifted using mechanical or manual handling equipments only. and decommissioning of underground storage and handling system, and notify the regulator as soon as practicable or of abandoned tanks in certain circumstances. Like larger hazardous chemicals, for some chemicals based on the company processing plant or something, they will be storing some larger chemicals, okay, in tanks or vessels or something else. In those situations, if we will be decommissioning it, that means decommissioning is nothing but we will be avoiding it and emptying the storage tank. In those conditions, we have to make sure that regulators and abandoned tanks are in some as per the circumstances or not. Those are properly closed or not. We have to make sure. And duties and responsibilities of workers. They have to follow the health and safety officers or personal health and safety personnel's instructions and safe work practices as per the training, as per the instructions they have to follow, and they have to take their own health and safety care also. Only not the safety officer is responsible for their own health and safety. They too have responsibility for their own health, okay? And they have to make sure that their actions should not reflect on the emergencies. Their actions uh, can must not lead to any emergencies, okay? Adverse effect is nothing but any emergencies. They should not do any unsafe activities so that it may lead to any emergency situations, and participate in trainings and inductions. They should have internal trainings or if possible external trainings on a regular interval basis, okay? Assist in identifying, assessing and managing risk. Every time we are not the persons like identifying everything. In a day-to-day work life, we will be identifying, okay? Because and the other thing is that worker will be the main person who will be dealing with this any type of work activity. He will be continuously in that work activity. It might be dealing with chemicals or it might be dealing with machinery, it might be anything. He'll know what is hazardous and what it might occur, and any near miss also could happen. In those circumstances, he has to report to the safety officers or the supervisors by identifying so that the person, the safety professional or the supervisor or the engineer will take responsibility to mitigate those risks, okay? And the last and final one is this safety systems like protective equipment, safety equipments, whatever the safety equipments are available, those should be used as per the instructions given in the SDS. Any doubts? See, HAZCAM safety, 5 steps. Know where material safety data sheet are kept. Store chemical in an appropriate storage facility. Put chemicals away when not in use. Keep chemicals in their original containers. Dispose our chemicals in an appropriate manner. Chemical safety signs. Danger is the common one, whatever. This one is there. It might be hydrochloric acid, poison, chemical storage area, high acid or explosive gas, flammable liquid, biohazard, anything. Based on the material, we will be posting the signs also, signages also. Any doubts? If any doubts, just let me know, because this MSDS, the basic chemical safety, has been finished. Might be from Monday we will be having a new chapter. Okay. Any doubts, just let me know right now itself. Pavan, Kiran, Ravi, Rohit, Prasad, Vijay.
సార్ హజాబ్ స్టడీ అసలు ఎలా చేస్తాం సార్ మనం?
Hmm?
హజాబ్ స్టడీ.
Hazab study, yeah.
ఎస్ సార్.
అర్థం కాలేదు. హజాబ్ స్టడీ అనేది అంటే
హజాబ్ స్టడీ మరి ఎలా చేస్తాం అంటున్నాం సార్. ఒక ప్రొడక్ట్ ని బట్టి ఎలా డిఫైన్ చేస్తాం హజాబ్ స్టడీ అంటే?
హజాబ్ స్టడీ ప్రొడక్ట్ బట్టి మీరు డిఫైన్ చేసేది అదే మీకు చెప్తున్నాను కదా. ప్రొడక్ట్ బట్టి మీరు డిఫైన్ చేయలేరు. ప్రొడక్ట్ తాలూకా డీటెయిల్స్ మీకు తెలిస్తేనే ఇదవుద్ది. ఎందుకంటే దాంట్లో కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ సెపరేట్ గా ఉంటది కదా. ఎవ్రీ కెమికల్ ఒకే కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ ఉంటదని మీరు చెప్పగలరా? మీకు
చెప్పలేం సార్.
వచ్చిన కెమికల్ ఒరిజినల్ కెమికల్ డైరెక్ట్ ఆ సేమ్ దాని న్యాచురల్ స్టేట్ లో ఉన్న స్టేట్ లో నుంచి వస్తుందా? కాదు. దాని కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ మారిపోద్ది.
అవును సార్.
అందుకే మిమ్మల్ని రిఫర్ చేయమనేది సేఫ్టీ డేటా షీట్. వాడు పర్ఫెక్ట్ గా ఇస్తాడు. ఎందుకంటే వాడు ఏ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ లో పంపిస్తున్నాడు ఏది అన్నది వాడు చెప్తాడు అన్నమాట. దేవేందర్, देवेंद्र का कुछ आवाज नहीं है शुरू से.
सर एक्चुअली मैं थोड़ा आउट ऑफ पीपल था.
हाँ, समझ में आ रहा है या नहीं है?
आ रहा है सर.
ఓకే ఓకే. మౌలి, ఇంకెవరికైనా డౌట్స్ ఉంటే చెప్పండి. పవన్ అర్థమైందా చెప్పింది?
అర్థమైంది సార్. అర్థమైంది సార్.
రవి
సార్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఉంది కదా సార్, అది ప్రాజెక్ట్ మీద సిగ్నేచర్ మ్యాండేటరీయా సార్, లేదా ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ అది కంపెనీ సీల్ ఉంటే సరిపోయిద్దా?
కంపెనీ సీల్ అండ్ సైన్ ఉండాలి. మీరు ఎవరి కింద పనిచేస్తారు తెలియాలి కదా, అందుకు.
ఓకే సార్.